Hi, everybody. It's meteorologist Joe Chaffee on this brutal Saturday. We've got temperatures climbing up through the 90s, dew points in the mid to upper 70s. It's pretty much like it is down in Florida, and the risk for some thunderstorms. And the Storm Prediction Center has expanded its risk of the marginal risk area to include the northern western third of New Jersey to about New York City and Connecticut. Long Island is just outside of that, and the Hudson Valley is in it. So is all of eastern Pennsylvania. It actually generates a slight risk of severe weather over a concentrated area in upstate New York when you get up toward Albany, Lake George, the Adirondacks, and so on. I think it's just these storms are going to be much like they've been the last day or two, in that they'll be of the pop-up variety, and any one of those storms could become severe. I'm not really getting any good view of looking at the short-term models. The HRRR model, which I regard as highly useless because this just doesn't seem to work right, does show pop-ups developing late this afternoon and this evening, which kind of makes sense. But then when you look at the 4-kilometer NAM model for the same time frame, it really doesn't show very much. Just a few pop-ups here and there, but mostly to the west and north. It does show a better concentration up where the Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk of severe. Look, the bottom line is it's brutally hot, brutally humid, tropical air. It's unstable. So we'll probably see some cells form, and any one of those could possibly be severe, and they don't last very long. But we saw yesterday 5 people up in Poughkeepsie got hit by lightning. One person dead from this so far. And we also had some pretty strong storms move across parts of New Jersey and into southern Westchester and New York City during yesterday evening. Other areas didn't see anything at all. So I think that's just how it's going to play out today. Same idea. Just want to give you a quick look at the tropics to show you what's going on. I guess the most interesting thing is this upper low that's sitting over southern Louisiana that's generating tremendous amounts of rain from New Orleans on westward toward Lake Charles and everybody in between. The rain is being measured in feet as opposed to inches, and it just continues. Now, if this were to drift southward into the open waters of the western Gulf of Mexico, it's possible that you could have some development, but much of the upper circulation continues to remain over land. So we'll see what happens. There's convection that seems to be expanding southward into the western Gulf, so I might want to keep a little bit of an eye on this. In the meantime, you've got some disturbed weather in the northwest Caribbean. You got a weak tropical wave in the eastern Caribbean. You have another one approaching the Windward Islands, and there's still another wave that's way back out to the west off the screen. But all these systems remain relatively weak. We also have a bit of an upper low east of Bermuda here that's showing some thunderstorm development today. But again, nothing here poses a threat of becoming a tropical storm anytime in the next several days. So have a good afternoon. Try and stay cool. If you're headed to the New Jersey shore or the Long Island South shore, there's a moderate risk of rip currents on the Jersey shore. There's a high risk of rip currents on the Long Island South shore with the waves running at 4 feet or more and that onshore breeze that's already developed. A little surprised that the south wind kicked in today the way it did, but it is already developing on the beaches. So that'll keep things a little cooler for the Long Island South Shore beaches, but the rip currents are going to be very, very strong. I was there on Thursday, and it was pretty rough. So just exercise caution if you're at the beaches, and have a great rest of your Saturday and hopefully a great Sunday.